All right, so we're looking at two examples to practice our factoring, two trinomials. The first one is the ax squared plus bx plus c, where your a value is equal to 1. So these are the faster ones. This is where you focus on your c value, and you want factors of 9 that up to 6. So it could be 1 and 9, or 3 and 3. And we say, oh yeah, it's 3 and 3. So that goes into, I'm going to change those z's to x's, just because I like x's better. X plus 3 times x plus 3. All right, so when you do your factoring, you may notice that you have the same factor written twice, an x plus 3 and another x plus 3. So we're going to simplify that one step further, and we're just going to say that's x plus 3 squared. So this is a perfect square trinomial where it follows this pattern where when it's factored, you have the same factor written twice, so we can write it once with a squared on it. All right, example 2 is another ax squared plus bx plus c, although there's s's and t's and all that, but there is a number in front of the s squared. So this one is where the a does not equal 1. This is going to be a guess and check. So when we guess and check, we're going to remember that the first numbers we write down have to multiply to this first term. Well, 121, that's kind of a big number, but if that looks like a perfect square number, I'm going to start with my perfect square and say, well, 11 times 11 is 121. It's just a good first guess to take. Those each get an s because it's 11s times 11s gives us 121 s squared. All right, then I look at the c value, and I know that these two terms have to multiply to give you a 9t squared. So again, 9 is a perfect square, so I'm going to kind of stick with that and go with a 3t and a 3t, because 3t times 3t is 9t squared. Now, what should the signs be? Because it's a positive 9t squared, if your c value is positive, that means that you're going to have the same signs down here, right here. They're either both pluses or both minus signs. So you look at in front of the b value to see what it is. That's a minus sign, so these are both going to be minus. All right, so we guessed, now we're going to check. We check the inside. Negative 3t times 11s is a negative 33st. And then we check the outside terms. 11s times a negative 3t is a negative 33st. And then these have to add, when we add these, we get negative 66st, and we check to see if that is our middle term, which it is, so that means that we did factor this correctly. So final answer, well actually if we look at that, we can see it's 11s minus 3t times another 11s minus 3t. So our final answer is going to be just one of those, 11s minus 3t, and then squared.